Welcome to our Leaders for Life informational. Over the next few slides, we'll talk a little bit about what our Leaders for Life contest is, some different basic information on it, and then how it's different between junior and senior age divisions. So as a quick reminder, all youth and coaches must be enrolled in 4-H Online prior to being able to practice or compete. So if this is something you are interested in, please make sure if you are not enrolled already to enroll on 4-H Online. So what is our Leaders for Life contest? Our Leaders for Life contest is a way to teach our kids a little bit about parliamentary procedure, how to properly run a meeting. And then for our seniors, we also attach a service learning project so they learn a little bit about service learning and giving back to your community. So real fast, some important dates. Our county contest the date is not picked just yet. It just depends on how many teams we have and whether or not we must have a county contest. The district contest will be December 2nd at the Tom Green 4-H building. And then district registration opens October 25th and will close on November 15th. So at each practice, what you'll bring to the meetings, actually, let me start with your team information first. So what makes up a team? So teams of 4 to 6 members. This is the one contest where we separate between juniors and seniors, not juniors, intermediates, and seniors. So our junior team will be made up of 3rd to 8th graders, and our senior team will be made up of 9th through 12th graders. So the different officer positions that we'll cover within our meetings, and we'll assign those at practices, will be a president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, and then 2 club members if you max out at 10 team members. So to each practice, which all materials will be provided by the coach, you'll bring minutes, a treasurer's report, a letter of communication, and then 2 different committee reports. So as I mentioned, our Leaders for Life contest is basically a mock 4-H meeting. So they'll have 15 minutes to plan out their meeting. They'll be given an agenda, a problem, and they have to create their 4-H meeting within that 15 minutes for the juniors. They also have 15 minutes to simulate a meeting. So they get 15 minutes to plan their meeting, 15 minutes to present their meeting. So with the juniors, they have 2 required motions that they must work through in their meeting, which are the 2 main ones. So you'll have a main motion and then amending a motion. So with those 2 motions, they must have those in their meeting. And then some other possible motions that could come up in their problem would be division of the assembly, lay on the table, take from the table, and withdraw a motion. So I keep talking about this problem portion. So basically the kids will work through a actual 4-H agenda. Most of that stuff is set in stone, same stuff they do at every meeting. However, in order to kind of not implement, but work through an actual club meeting, where sometimes motions are made without being planned within the new or old business, they will have a problem portion. So during the prep portion, the team will receive 1 problem, and then they have to incorporate that into their meetings. So the motions that could be in that problem could take care of their required motions, or it could be one of their new motions or their possible motions that aren't required. So following their 15-minute meeting or their 15-minute prep, 15-minute meeting, they'll then go into a question and answers portion. So the kids are asked 10 questions. Each member must answer at least 1 question for a total value point of 100. So just to give a quick example of what kind of a possible problem could look like. So as I said, they'll work through the agenda, and this type of stuff will show up in their new business. So their motion is made to use $50 from the operating account to purchase a gift basket. So that's the first step. Second step is a member calls for a more accurate vote. And then the last step is the motion passes. So they know exactly the steps they're supposed to take in order to make these motions occur. And then they just follow really what those pieces of paper say. So another possible problem could be a motion is made to have a cookie dough sale to raise money for our county program. And then after much discussion, the motion was laid on the table. So that's one of their possible motions, not a required motion, but it doesn't mean that it won't show up in a problem. So now on to the senior division. There are some really big differences between the junior division and the senior division. So for the seniors, they have 15 minutes to plan their meeting and 20 minutes to simulate the meeting. Okay, so they'll have those 15 minutes again, just like the juniors. They'll receive their problems, work through planning out their agenda, all of that. The biggest difference is the seniors have 6 required motions that they must work through. So that's main, amend, division, lay on the table, take from the table, and withdraw a motion. And then as you can see, their list of possible motions are much longer than the juniors. So I'm not going to go through all of those, but all of those possible motions could show up in one of their problems. So again, different from the juniors, the senior team will receive 3 problems that they have to incorporate into their agenda. And just like the juniors, those 3 problems could have their required motions or some of those possible motions that they'll learn through practice. They also will get asked 10 questions following the planning, simulating the meeting, and they will also, each member must answer at least one question, and that is a total value of 100 points. So the key difference between the junior and senior Leaders for Life competition is that all senior teams must complete a service learning project. During the contest, they will be interviewed on what they completed for total points of 70. So in the past, a lot of our Leaders for Life teams have done some type of fundraising, and then they donate those funds to one of our local agencies like the Children's Advocacy Center, Rush Street. Sometimes they'll start a canned food drive at their school, or they'll just collect items to donate to local shelters. So the purpose of the service learning project is to have the kids work through the 8 steps of service learning. So they do a needs assessment, they figure out what's needed in the community, how they can help their community, and just working through those steps that we'll talk about more when we actually start practicing. So how to sign up. All teams, first off, need to be enrolled on Forge Online. But if you could also submit your Leaders for Life team information on this form here, that would be greatly appreciated. If you do not have a team but are interested in the contest, please make sure to fill out the form so I know that you're interested. So if we have an empty spot, something like that, I can hopefully find you a team. So this is just what the form looks like. It's on our county webpage. So all you'll really need is your coach's name, coach's email, age division, and then list out your team members. Again, this is mainly so I can check if they're enrolled in Forge Online, as well as just to know who's interested and how many teams we have. So I know that was a really brief overview of Leaders for Life. And once I start getting some team information, we'll start planning some practices and really start understanding the concept of Leaders for Life. But if you have any questions, make sure to contact me. You can either send me an email at haley.meyer@ag.tmu.edu, or you can give us a call at the office at 325-659-6522. Or if you have access to my cell phone number, feel free to shoot me a text, give me a call there.